roommate?
It's well, it's like a best friend, but more.
What's up, YouTube?
Hey.
It's Rick and Tish, and welcome back to our couch session. Today we'll be discussing on the 10 tips we used for our long distance relationship. And yeah, so primarily there's gonna be 10 tips on how to for you guys to imply and on what we used.
Right. A little backstory.
Yeah.
Me and Bae was in a long distance relationship for about a year, I would say.
So
I moved. We both are from
New York. Yeah, we went to high school in New York and stuff like that.
I was born and raised in New York. In Brooklyn. Anyway. And then my parents, they moved out to Atlanta and they bought a house, and then we moved out here.
Yeah.
But he was still living in New York.
Yeah.
And we was pretty much, I was going back and forth from Atlanta to New York, Atlanta to New York to see him.
Yeah, every 3 months, I believe, was it?
Yeah, every time I got a break from school, I would pretty much go down and see him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was our backstory. So we're gonna give you guys the 10 tips on how we
dealt with our long distance relationship.
relationship.
And then we'll give a pretty much separate video on like the whole backstory on our long distance relationship.
Yeah. And you know, so many people will say, "Oh, I don't believe in long distance
relationship." But I know a lot of people who, like one of my friends, she's long distance with her fiance. Yeah. And they've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that can go wrong. You know, infidelity, that's if you want it to happen. You know, missing each other so much where, you know, you get frustrated. Yeah, you get frustrated at times. So, without further
ado,
we're going to give you the first tip, communication. Communication is extremely key and important for a long distance. You know, it sounds redundant. It sounds like, oh, duh. But
especially for a long distance relationship, that's like so big. But first, even before communication, if you know somebody is long distance, make sure that you are really committed to be with that person in a relationship. Because you can say, yeah, it's gonna work, and then you get into a relationship, you're like, oh shoot, it's gonna work out. So make sure that you are ready to be fully committed into this long distance relationship.
Yeah, it's like you getting inside of it intentionally want to make this work. You know what I mean? Okay, so communication can be small talks, big talks, like long-term goals. What do you guys want to accomplish?
Right. Is there a time frame where you guys are gonna move, you know, out to where you guys live, or where you guys are going to ever meet, or whatever? So
it's extremely important. You know, it's important because you guys want to have a set thing where you have a vision where you want to be, you know, a couple years down the line. You know, it can be short-term goals, meaning going to see back and forth, going to see each other and stuff like that.
Or just communication in general. Like you have to speak, especially with somebody being so far away from you. You have to speak on a daily basis. You have to talk about things that, you know, things that you wish you could talk to them in person about, but any little thing that you feel, you must talk to your partner about it. You just must. And
talk every day. We'll spend every day on FaceTime.
On FaceTime, nonstop.
Like, I'll be going to the gym.
FaceTime. Going to work, FaceTime. I'm in school, FaceTime. You always have to communicate with your partner, especially if you're in a different state, a different country, or whatever it may be. You must have communication.
Yeah. And second tips will be setting standards. That one is a big one because boundaries. When you get into a relationship, you have to set boundaries. You don't want the person to walk all over you. You know, you want to tell the person, okay, this is what I want. This is how I want things. I'm expecting this from you. And if it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's doable. It's a doable standard, meaning it's a moral and good ethics. And I mean, like, okay, I want infidelity. I want to trust you, but I want certain things from you. You understand? So expecting things, setting standards, is extremely important.
And that goes for any relationship, regardless if it's long distance or not. You have to set boundaries. You have to have standards.
Exactly. As we said, these videos are for people that wants to be married, people that are not married, people that wish to be married.
That are in a long distance relationship.
And our third
he has his little notes.
Right? Yeah, I made some notes.
Off of his paper.
That one is a trivial one, saying goodnight to each other. You think that's important?
Yeah, it's important because there's times where me and him,
we'll
have like many arguments, and he will just won't speak to me for the night. And I used to always hate that. Always. Like, I just don't understand, like, why we would do that.
Yeah,
especially being long distance. Like, there's no need for you. I feel like if you guys are gonna have an argument with each other, by the end of the day, by the end of the night, you should just squash that beef.
Yeah. It's hard to say. It's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, especially
egos.
what it is. You know, if it's like, oh, you spoke to somebody else or did whatever, but, or if it's like a minor argument, try to squash it by the end of the night.
Yeah, you feel good better. You sleep better, actually.
You will sleep better, because if you know that person did something, or you guys had an argument, you're not going to be able to sleep at night. Because I had it before where me and him would argue, and he would do stuff to get me upset. I would not be able to sleep. I'll be blowing up his phone like, look.
Yeah, and I love that about her. She's just caring, and she's an affectionate person. And as we said, do not go to bed without saying goodnight.
No.
Because remember I told you this.
You don't know what can happen during that time of the night. You don't know what can happen as far as emergencies. You can die. You can die. You don't know what can happen during that night. So always say goodnight, and always say sorry.
I mean, sorry not because of you got caught, or you feel the need to say sorry. Right. Sorry because you
genuinely sorry that I should have said that. I should never said that. I understand what you're saying. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. So another big thing when it comes to long distance, and it's actually the topic of things, trust. being able to trust that person. Mm-hmm. And when we say that, meaning you can trust that person, that doesn't mean they're not gonna do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. It's the actions of the person that you're dating that'll make you trust them. You know what I'm saying? So when you trust somebody, as I said, it's not like they still gonna do what they're gonna do. When you trust somebody, you at ease with yourself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you bring trust into a relationship, you both show the work that you guys want to trust each other, that you guys need to trust each other.
That needs to be done in a relationship.
Yeah, that needs to be done. You guys have to set the boundaries of, okay, we're gonna trust each other, but I have to see that I can trust you. You understand? You have to show that I can trust you.
Right, because you don't want to be like, yeah, babe, I'm at my aunt's house, and you go in there and snap that they're at a club. Like, what? Trust is already broken right there.
That's it.
Lie about where you were. Like, I don't understand. What's the whole point of lying?
Yeah, like I said, like, there's a saying, okay? So this is a piece of paper. All right, so you crush it. You can iron it. Oh, true.
Iron it.
You can iron it. It's still not gonna look good as a fresh sheet of paper.
Right. Or if a broken glass, like once the glass is broken, it's broken. You cannot repair it.
You know,
it's just gone.
That's what trust is. You know what I mean? So we understand people make mistakes, things happen. Mm-hmm. It's just, as we said, forgiving each other is a big thing as well.
And you're lucky if that person is willing to forgive you.
Do not repeat that action. Do not repeat the action.
Don't be dumb and do the same thing all over again.
First is a mistake. Second, fool me twice, shame on you. What is it?
All right, J. Cole.
That would be it for trust. Our other is communication. Did we speak about that?
Spoke about communication.
No, there's different levels of communication. What the communication I'm talking about right now is like when you speak up, meaning, okay, you're right, it does fall under the category of what we were talking about. But when you speak up, you know what I mean. Okay, what's wrong? Like I used to do to you. Mm-hmm. I'll stay quiet, and be like, "What's wrong, babe?" Mm-hmm. So explain to them about that.
Open your mouth. That's pretty much it. If you have a problem, you have a feeling, you have a concern, open your loud mouth that you use to say anything else. Open up that mouth and speak what's on your mind. Let your partner know. Pretty much. Because you don't want your partner to sit there wondering like, okay, how is she feeling? What is she thinking? What is she doing? Is she going to leave me? Is she going to cheat on me? These things are going to start running through your mind. So, if you want to know what's going on, ask her, ask him, what's wrong? Open up that mouth and speak. Yeah. I need to know what is going on.
That's the level of communication we're
And then also with that, give them a reassurance like, look, I love you. I don't want nobody else, blah, 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 blah. I need to know what's going on with you. Mm-hmm. Like, just don't be like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, give them that reassurance as well. Like, babe, I care about you. I care about our relationship. I don't want it to fumble. I don't want it to crush. Tell me what's going on.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think we're on our 7th tips.
You moving fast with these tips, huh?
Yeah.
You just...
No, it's good because we want to keep it short. Remember our beginning of our channel. We said we don't want to waste their time. We want to give them short and simple. You know, because they could be doing.
To talk.
They could be doing something valuable with their time, but they're taking their time and watching our videos, and we want to give something.
But we want to make sure that we give them
as much
tips,
as they
want.
But
as much as.
Yeah, but you can go ahead. She talk. You know, females things.
Yeah. Okay.
Typical females.
Typical females not behind you. You talk a lot too.
All right. So okay, since you can talk a lot, give us 7.
It's okay.
Fight for each other. Go ahead. What do I mean when I say fight for each other? That's our 7th.
Don't give up so easily. Don't give up so easily. Love is not just some, oh my God, I love you too. No, there's times where things are going to get rough.
There you go, babe.
Things are going to, you feel like things are crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really, 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 truly love someone, especially if you have a family with this person, you must fight for your family.
Yeah, especially if you have a family.
Especially if you have kids. Because you don't want, that can mess up a child mentally and physically, like, oh my God, my parents are always arguing, they're doing this, they're doing that.
And they can repeat that, they're gonna think that's the norm.
That's right. So always fight for your family, even if you're not, have like kids or anything, you're just, with your significant other, fight for what you want, fight for what you love.
Intentionally fight, because you know the saying, oh, if we were meant to be with each other, we're gonna get back. No. You have to actually put in the work, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works.
Right.
That's not how a
if
relationship
it's worth
works.
fighting for.
Yeah, if it's
There's some
worth
things that it's just not worth fighting for,
if the
because
person
it's like a cycle.
keep abusing you mentally, physically,
that's not worth fighting for.
You gotta get out of that relationship.
To leave. You need to leave. But if something is like, minor arguments and
disagreements, baby.
Fight for what you want. If you can go out there and fight for anything else, fight for your relationship.
Yeah. And since you were like talking, is there anything else you want to give them?
If anything comes to my head, I'll let you guys know. But yeah.
All right. Our next tip is surprising each other. When you guys are in a long distance relationship, surprising each other with gifts and stuff like that from time to time.
Just surprising each other with yourself. Pop up on each other.
There you go. Yeah, in the mail, you would be like, oh wow, babe, send me something. Let's see, what can it be?
A letter or a photo or something that they like. Just surprise them with something. It doesn't have to be big.
Exactly. That'll keep them thinking, like, oh, she's thinking of me.
Right.
That'll keep up.
Even though we're like miles and miles and hours away, she's thinking of me. He's thinking of me.
Absolutely.
So always do those little. Even if you're like, these tips may go for long distance, but it also goes for being in a relationship with, being close together.
There you go.
It just applies together. It just does. But these are the things that worked for us in our long distance relationship.
Exactly. I mean, that's a given. Visit each other.
Oh yeah, of course. Unless you can't, because if you're like countries away, I know people that they live in 2 different countries and they can't.
It's hard. You gotta pay $2,000 every plane ticket.
But it's even hard too, like living in a different state, like because you don't know when that person had time off, or you're in school, you're working. So with us, I always made sure, like on the times that I had breaks from school, like it's Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, spring break, summer break, whatever. I always made sure that I always go down, if it's like a week or 2 weeks, and I'll spend that time with him, because I know I'm not gonna be able to spend time with him in like another 3 to 4 months. So always find that time to where even if you go down for a weekend, find time to go see them.
Yeah.
You always.
And last tips, it'll be the 10th tip is don't cheat.
The obvious one.
Don't
cheat.
Because it'll be a broken glass, as she said.
If you know that you have temptation, and
don't go to that place.
Or not even that, like that you're in this long distance relationship and you're having temptation to cheat because you miss your significant other, which everybody feels like, oh, but you're not here, I miss you, so I feel like this what causes me to do that. No, that's what it goes back to being, if you can't handle being a long distance relationship, don't get into one.
There you go. That's the key. If you don't get anything from this video, exactly what she said.
Don't get into a long distance relationship. Don't
make it work. Don't. It's not fair.
It's not fair, because that person could be finding somebody else in their own state, being happy with them, but they chose to be with you, and you out here doing foolishness.
There you go.
So if you don't want to be in a long distance relationship, let them know, well, that should be the first thing. Hey, I'm from New York. Okay, well, hey, I'm from New Zealand. Obviously, you know that's just, you know, let them know right off the bat. Like,
it's not gonna work.
It's just not gonna work. And
different time zones is extremely difficult as well. If I live in LA and she lives in New York,
it's only a 3-hour difference, but
still,
at least we're not like 5-6 hours ahead.
Yeah, true.
So, but yeah,
that'll wrap it up, right?
That will pretty much wrap up our, you know, tips on our long distance relationship. Clearly, you can see we made it work. We're now living together. After, you know, going back and forth, even though I had to kind of like push him to come down here. Come on, just move down. Yeah. But I didn't force it on him. He moved down here for his career goals and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so we hope that these tips helped anyone out there that are in a long distance relationship, that are trying that wants to be in a long distance relationship, and those relationships or long distance relationship that's out there. We hope and we pray that it goes well, that, you know, you guys continue to strive for better, and hopefully you guys end up living together one day and all that good stuff. But yeah, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe,
and you forgot to tell them we're practicing celibacy.
I don't think they want to know all of that.
Definitely don't want to know all of that, because we're not married.
Okay, that's when I look at another video.
Oh, okay, good.
Anyway, y'all, he just cut me off what I was saying, but like
because she felt like, because she didn't know that I just told you guys we were a Christian couple, so we were practicing celibacy, and we believe in, you know, well, we had sex before, but we just stopped that. Right. Because we believe.
Well, not everybody believes in that, because they feel like, oh, long distance relationship.
We need that stuff. We got hormones.
Right. I need some ass. So yeah, but whatever works for you, that works for you. This works for us. So keep the negative comments to yourself.
Nah, I keep it coming. What are you talking about?
No, I don't want to hear no negative comments.
I do want to hear the negative comments.
All right, well, you can slide in his DM and you guys can let them know.
I want to school you guys real quick. If you send me the negative comments, I'll let you guys know what I think.
All right, school teacher. But anyways, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, turn notification buttons on if you want to see more videos from us. Like we always say, leave us suggestions, and, you know, in our DMs or wherever, in the comment section down below, you know, videos you want us to do next.
That's
and
correct.
We'll see you guys
next time. Video. We love you guys. We value you guys' time.
Yes, we do.
And you matter to us. You matter to God, as our 12 stone.
Our church saying. We'll see you guys later.
And no matter what happens, you'll always love them. Nothing can ever change that.